Hi everyone, this is my channel, Humble Hus. Welcome. I know you just want to get straight into making this tube scarf, but this is a tube scarf that I made a long time ago. In the video that I made for this, many of you reached out to me saying the audio wasn't great. Now I have a new microphone. I hope the sound is a lot better. Another frequent question that I get is why there are increases at the bottom of the scarf. And the reason is so that it lays flat here around the top of the chest area. You don't have to do it, it's optional. Now this gives you a good idea of what this size looks like on me versus my daughter. Here's the photo, I will put it right here. This is the original one. This is the size that fit her back then, the way you're seeing it. Now you can see it on me. So it's the same scarf. I haven't changed anything on it. In the meantime, I've made it in different colors. We use them a lot. And this is the yarn that I used for this particular one. I don't really buy these anymore. I'm trying to get away from acrylic. And I'm trying to use up all my yarn. I want to get into wool and cotton, but it's not always so easy to work with it, or it's expensive. But for today, I will be using these colors. I'm going to use two different types of yarns just to make it a little thicker and give it a little bit more white to this gray. This is that specific yarn that I'm using of the gray. It's called Flex Mouchetures by Loops and Threads. It is acrylic, 97% acrylic, no, 79% acrylic. It's suggesting a size 5 hook, which is what I'll be using. And this is a medium 4 weight. The other one is like a baby yarn. It's a very thin yarn that you can get at basically any, Michael's or Hobby Lobby, online, anywhere really. But let's get started. It's snowing over here. It's the perfect weather to make a tube scarf. Here are my tools, my hook, my scissors, my yarn needle for the ends when you have to thread them in, and obviously my yarn. First, let's make a slip knot, which is quite easy. You just take your yarn. Now remember, I'm using two. You're probably only going to use one. You're going to lay it on the table and make a circle like that. And you're going to grab your hook, put it in the middle of the circle, and raise this part. Grab this yarn over here, so the ends, and slowly pull it towards the middle of the circle. Now all you do is grab the two ends and pull up. Once you have that, you can adjust the yarn onto your hook. You don't want it too tight or too loose. Now, by the way, if you're somebody that knows how to crochet really well already, this might be a little bit slow, but my goal is to make these videos for anyone that doesn't really know how to crochet and needs somebody to go slower. But either way, I hope you stick around. So there you have your slip knot. And now we're going to start our chains. To chain, all you do is you yarn over. So yarn over your hook, and then pull that yarn through the loop that you're holding on to. So I always like to keep my finger right here. So that's chain 1. Again, yarn over, pull through. Oops. So try not to make them too tight. It'll be easier for you that way. Again, yarn over, pull through. Now you have 3 chains in total. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the same as the old scarf. I'm going to chain 45 chains, which is about 14 inches, I believe, 14 or 15 inches. It always depends on the yarn, of course. Anyhow, you continue to do the chains. All right, well, I lied. I actually made 50 chains. I just decided to make it a little longer since my daughter keeps growing and growing. Now, once I have the 50 chains, I'm going to add 1 extra chain. So whatever number you have of chains, so let's say you stop at 45, you're going to add an extra chain that you're not going to count. All right, so this will make it 51. Like I said, when we turn, this one doesn't count. And I love this scarf because it is basically all single crochet stitches, which is such an easy stitch. You are going to insert your hook not into this stitch, because that is the one you're not counting. It's going to go in there. Okay, I hope you can see that. You're going to insert your hook right there through the middle. You're going to yarn over, pull up the yarn, then again yarn over and pull through the 2 loops that are on your hook. Right? That was your first single crochet. The next one will go in here. That's that next stitch. So I'm sorry, you go through here. I was about to make a double crochet. You go through there, you yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. Again, into the next stitch, right there. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. You're going to repeat that in every single stitch until you get to the end of this row. As you're reaching the end of your row, this is where I'm going to do that last single crochet. You should have the amount of chains that you started with. So I had 50 chains. Remember, not counting that extra one for the turn. That means I have 50 single crochet stitches here in this base row. Now you can turn your work now, or you can do a chain first. I'm going to chain 1 and then turn. In this next row, we're also going to work only with single crochet stitches, but we're going to work in the back of the loops. Not this one, that was our turn, but the next one right there. You're going to insert your hook through there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. All right, again, a back loop only. You can see that. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through, and again into that back loop and do your single crochet. You're going to continue this all the way to the other side. I am reaching the end of this first row, because remember the other one was the base row. You're going to chain 1, turn your work again for row number 2, and we're going to do the same where, so not this one, but this stitch, we will single crochet into the back loops again. So that is basically all you need to do. It's just a repetition of single crochet stitches into the back loops. Now, if you do want to add the increases, then continue for 7, so until you have a total of 7 rows. So like I said, this is my second one. Then once I finish row number 7, I will show you the increase. If you don't want to do any increases, then you can just continue until you have, depending on who you're making it for, until you reach a width of about 19 or 20 inches. That's in the extended form. So you obviously fold it in half, and that would be, you know, depending, if you have 20 inches, obviously that's 10 inches wide. And you have to remember that these stretch out quite a bit as you use them and wash them. So don't make them too big unless you want them very loose around your neck. Now always make sure you get into that last stitch on the row. Don't, like really pull it apart and count your stitches because you don't want to make it any shorter. There. Okay, now let's assume that I was done with row 7. I just want to show you how the increase works if you want to do it. Of course, I'm not on row number 7, but let's just assume this is row number 7. I would chain 1, turn my work again, start as per usual in the back, right here in the back loop, and I am going to single crochet 4 stitches. In the previous video, I only single crocheted 3 stitches. Now, since I'm pretty sure my teenager will wear this one, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to add 1 more stitch. There, so 4 single crochet stitches, chain 1, turn my work again. Now we're going to go back into these 4 stitches with single crochet, a chain 1 again, turn your work, I know it looks a little bit off, into the back loops of these 4 stitches, again single crochet, so this is what it looks like. Now from that row where you started off, so this is technically row number 7, this one was row number 8, the one with the increases, right? And then this would be row number 9. You simply continue on to the next stitch. See that in there? So this is where you had that fourth stitch, and then you just go into this back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. There, that's all there is to that increase, and you just continue your row as per usual, and the same when you come back. Right, for counting purposes, this row, remember I said row number 7, 8, 9, but the one where we did the increase, we're not going to count it. This will just be row number 8. So then you'll come back, you do row number 9, and you continue until the end of row 17. Then you do your next increase if you chose to do increases. And then again, you do that in after row 27 and after row 37 and so on. You get the pattern. I will meet you at the end before we close it up on the sides. Ta-da! We have made it to basically finish. This is all I have left of this yarn, and that's it. I have no more yarn of that one. So let's cross our fingers. I haven't even really measured it now. And yes, I don't know why I have a construction measuring tape. Yes, 19 inches. Yay! Perfect. Now we will join the 2 sides, and it's up to you to decide which side you want, inside or outside, but it doesn't really matter. Now, if you have these little loose, I don't know, threads or whatever, like that you can't really stick anywhere, that's okay. Just always wear that inside and nobody will see it. Anyway, I'm gonna put these 2 together. I have my last stitch here. And the way that we're gonna join the 2 sides is by using slip stitches, which is very easy. So after your last stitch, you're going to chain 1. Now hold them together, align the 2 sides, and we will go into every single stitch. You see that there? So you will go in through here, And then get the other side. See that stitch right there? Go in through there, yarn over, pull through, and now pull through that stitch that is on your hook again. That's the first slip stitch. Let me show it to you again. On the next stitch, go in through those loops, and then on the opposite side, I have to make sure I have the right one. Okay, that was the first one. Okay, there's the second one. And then yarn over, pull through, and then pull this loop through the loop that is on your hook. And that is basically all we're going to do to join these two sides. Make sure you're not going into that previous stitch. So continue doing that all the way till you get to the other side. I made it to the other side. Here's that last slip stitch. All you're going to do is cut off the yarn. I don't know about here. That's good. Look, this is literally what I have left from that yarn. And then you're going to yarn over and pull that through. And all we have left to do is to thread in these loose yarns. Then you can turn it inside out. Once you obviously do the other yarn, and you are done. Isn't it wonderful? Well, I hope you enjoy making this. I love them. They're so practical, easy to wash. The kids love them. I love them. I wear them all the time. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.